Do I like Hulk Hogan? No, I don't. I think he's a piece of shit.
Never. Can't trust him.
And Hulk Hogan goes, well, if I'm an N-word, I'm a goody.
Hulk Hogan's death opened the floodgates as wrestlers are finally exposing years of predatory manipulation that some now call grooming. From sex scandals to targeting vulnerable talent, the stories are deeply disturbing. Even his daughter's recent claims suggest something sinister, and one accuser has tapes to prove it. Let me fill you in on the sex tape saga. The scandal that bankrupted Gawker Media and earned Hogan a $140 million payday is widely known, but the real story is less understood. Enter Bubba the Love Sponge. Yes, that is his real name, and the story is about to get as wild as it sounds. Back in 2007, Hogan was going through his divorce and staying with his friend Bubba. According to Bubba, Hogan was literally suicidal at that point.
He was suicidal. I had to take a gun away from him at one time. He was going to kill him.
Being the good friend he was, Bubba basically told his wife to look after Hogan, if you know what I mean.
I said, hey, have a little sexy outfit on and take care of my boy.
Bubba claims that everything was consensual between three adults. But things get messy. The entire encounter was captured on Bubba's home surveillance system, and according to him, an employee stole the footage while he was dealing with his own divorce.
One of my employees stole it. I didn't know it was stolen until one of my producers, Britt Happy, calls me March 4th, 2011.
Here's the plot twist that sounds straight out of a Netflix series. When they couldn't sell the footage legally because no one had signed the proper forms, they tried to extort Hogan for $1 million. Hogan and his lawyer then called the FBI and set up an entire sting operation.
What they don't know is that Hogan and David Houston called the FBI and said, we're being extorted. So they're in there, and Hogan writes a dummy check for $150,000 to buy.
While everyone thinks Bubba sold out his friend, the reality is that Hogan was playing 4D chess. He turned his biggest scandal into a $140 million payday. You've got to respect the hustle, even if the circumstances were absolutely wild. But the story gets even more complicated. During the legal battle, racist audio surfaced, turning Hogan's victory into a public relations nightmare. He went from winning $140 million to being fired from WWE and having his legacy questioned. Hogan's family life was equally messy. His first marriage to Linda lasted 26 years but ended explosively. Linda accused him of physical abuse in her memoir, describing incidents where he allegedly threw lamps and held her down by the throat during arguments. The divorce was reportedly triggered by Hogan having an affair with Christian Plant, a close friend of his daughter Brooke. The settlement was harsh. Linda reportedly received 70% of their liquid assets, 40% ownership in Hogan's companies, and a $3 million property settlement. Hogan later claimed this left him financially strained, which made the later Gawker payout even more astonishing. Hogan's reality show era on Hogan Knows Best also highlighted family dysfunction. In March 2025, Brooke came forward with allegations against both parents, describing their behavior as inappropriate and labeling them sex addicts. Linda confirmed in a 2025 video that she hadn't spoken to Brooke in nearly 8 years, blaming Hogan for the family rifts. Days before Hogan's death, Linda posted a nostalgic message that fueled conspiracy theories about timing. His son Nick also made headlines after a 2007 car crash left a friend permanently disabled, with Hogan's controversial comments on jailhouse calls drawing criticism for a lack of empathy. Even Hogan's business dealings had a toxic edge. In 1985, he injured TV host Richard Belzer during a wrestling demonstration, resulting in a $400,000 settlement. After his first marriage ended, Hogan married Jennifer McDaniel in 2010, but the union only lasted 11 years and overlapped with the Gawker lawsuit. In 2023, he married yoga instructor Sky Daly, 25 years his junior. Notably, his children did not attend the wedding, highlighting ongoing family tensions. Hogan's backstage reputation in wrestling was equally complicated. Matt Bourne, who played Doink the Clown, called Hogan arrogant and phony, claiming Hogan refused to work with him at WrestleMania 9 over personal issues. Vince Russo also clashed with Hogan in WCW, using promos to publicly criticize him. These conflicts revealed a pattern of behavior that extended to family, friendships, business, and his professional career. Even Hogan's health was a source of controversy. He underwent more than 25 surgeries due to wrestling injuries, with rumors about his condition swirling in the media. Some claimed his family was hiding the truth, while others suggested he was faking illness for attention. The man couldn't even be sick without drama following him. The racist audio scandal was only the tip of the iceberg. It cost Hogan his WWE job in 2015 and reignited criticism of his decades-long behavior. Wrestlers like Scott Steiner openly called him a piece of and a mother, citing years of toxic conduct. Allegations ranged from Hogan ratting out Jesse Ventura during a unionization attempt to fake injuries in matches, as The Undertaker claimed. Bret Hart has also accused Hogan of sabotaging his career by refusing to drop the WWE title cleanly in 1993. Hogan's story is a tornado of drama spanning personal scandal, family turmoil, and professional controversy. From marriages and affairs to racist remarks, toxic backstage behavior, and health battles, his legacy is deeply complicated. Beneath the fame and the championship belts, there was a man whose actions sparked debate, anger, and admiration all at once.
He's the one that ratted me to Vince when I tried to union.
Damn, Bret, tell us how you really feel. Hart claimed that Hogan promised to put him over but then backed out, basically saying Hart wasn't in his league. The disrespect was real, and it wasn't just the main event stars having issues. Even legends like Bruno Sammartino, wrestling royalty, weren't impressed. Bruno said, "I was never a fan of Hogan because I was never impressed with his quality of performance in the ring." Coming from Bruno, that's like getting roasted by your wrestling grandfather. And here's something wild that most people don't know. Even Lou Ferrigno, the real Incredible Hulk, wasn't buying Hogan's claims about having the largest arms in the world.
Hulk Hogan? No, I don't. I think he's a piece of shit.
Damn, Bret, tell us how you really...
Imagine getting bodybuilding facts checked by the man who literally inspired your wrestling character. The second-hand embarrassment is real. Perhaps the most heartbreaking story comes from Randy Savage, the Macho Man himself. Their real-life friendship turned into real-life beef, and it had nothing to do with wrestling storylines. Word on the street was that this stemmed from Hogan allegedly overstepping boundaries with Savage's wife, Miss Elizabeth. Savage's promos, full of raw frustration, reflected years of real tension. Since Hogan's passing, more drama has bubbled to the surface. Mark Henry, one of wrestling's most respected voices, said Hogan deserved the criticism he was receiving and even offered him a chance at redemption by visiting black schools together. According to Henry, Hogan refused, saying, "Nah, I'm good." The audacity is unmatched. Even modern wrestlers weren't feeling the Hogan energy. CM Punk, known for speaking his mind, expressed no respect for Hogan's conduct, especially after the racist tirade surfaced. MJF, the king of heel promos, called him a liar and a racist while still acknowledging his business impact. The Iron Sheik, whose career was impacted by losing to Hogan and launching Hulkamania, openly called Hogan a piece of garbage and regularly cursed him on social media. Billy Kidman was publicly buried by Hogan in WCW, with Hogan claiming Kidman couldn't even draw flies at a flea market. This toxic behavior destroyed confidence and careers. What makes this worse is that these weren't scripted feuds or kayfabe drama. These were real-life issues with Hogan's character, his backstage politics, and treatment of fellow performers. This pattern of behavior spanned decades and multiple promotions. Even Roddy Piper, supposed to be one of Hogan's biggest rivals but a friend outside the ring, had critical things to say before his death.